Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. But this is Julie with the Jill Design. Thank you for coming along again today. This is in craft and craft 2-page spread ordeal today. We are working on some, use it up moments where I had bits and pieces left over from an old, I call it old because it's almost probably 3 years now since I bought it, Artymaze digital kit. I think it's FoxGlove. I don't even know if she has it in her shop anymore. Go look up Artymaze. If I can get a moment, I will link it in the description below. Just her shop in general. She has all kinds of gorgeous things. This woman was my huge inspiration when I first started doing digitals. And, this is something that I try to strive to make when I was first starting. And to look like her, right? I know she's evolved, many ways to Sunday in the past 3 years, as we all have. But I had made, if you did watch my studio reveals, I had found my first ever journal that I had attempted to make, really silly, and I had used all the purple pieces, more purpley pieces in it, since it was supposed to be my little, to do. I can't get it out right now, it's stuck, darn it. Anyway, it was silly. I showed it off in my studio, a reveal, and I had these more pink pieces left over. So I have about 5 papers, a bunch of journal cards, a few pockets and stuff, and so I've laid out what we call a 2-page spread. I got this idea from my porch prints over a year ago, and I think, it was like in September of last year. She was doing a fall sort of flip-flop, 2-page spread. You get your sketchbook or an old lined notebook. I have a hardcover book, good size. I mean, these are probably 9 by 12 or 9 by 10. They're a little bit bigger than 8.5 by 11. But, and I had done my version, of one of these things. And I had used Tina from Shabby Dabba Doodah. I would show you, except this is perfectly laid out. But I did her hauntingly red Halloween kit from last year. I loved it. Would not make a journal from it, but I loved the pages. So I bought the kit and printed out the pages that I wanted. And made a gorgeous 2-page spread because we were being the sisters from oh my god, my favorite movie, and Hocus Pocus. And I was really glad because we had our doggy with us, and that that February she'd passed, so I had some pictures of her in there, so it was really cool. And then that last February March, I did a 2-page spread with the Touch of Romance kit and all the fun goodies we had done in that, so I wanted to show you another way to use those. And so it's a really great way to sort of like use it as an idea book, use it to just use up scraps. It's just sort of fun to make a little 2-page spread, sort of like a memory keeping concept using our digital journal pieces. Scrapbook paper, you could do this with just, you could do it with junk mail. You can use a bunch of windowed envelopes and scrapbook paper, or use old book pages. Like, there's all kinds of things you can do with this. So I just like using up digitals, or, if I happen to buy a digital from a fellow designer and just want to have fun with it in a different way, this is a great way to do it. So, as you can see, I have it sort of laid out. It's not done yet in any manner. I thought we'd work on that today. But as you can see, I have the potential of an envelope flip out. We're going to do hinges for the journal cards and put little pink papers underneath it. We have our pocket with a tab in it, which I think I have to fold up in the end. So I'll have a little pocket. I've done, I did a few these pieces, but I already have a little flag paper clip to help keep this together, because we have a fold over. I'm using the pocket as sort of a fold over on the page. We use a paper clip to keep it in place, but we can use the journal cards that are side by side, sort of as a book, but reverse. We're going to put the writing paper on the outside and a little bit of writing paper on the inside, and it's going to be glued down. We're going to open it up. You can detach this. There's, could be goodies inside it. Maybe put a special little hidden note in it. But we're going to use the pink paper as a writing space, but to cover up this side of the card. So we'll do that hopefully today as a base. A lot of base pieces today. We'll see how far we get with the actual decor. I only have an hour with you guys. After that, you definitely get bored. So it may come back that on the next reveal, the next thing I do on the digital reveal, maybe on Monday, I will have a flip through. Now this big old pink butterfly, which I love, and so we're gonna pop him up a little bit as a decor. And so here's sort of what we are working with. So There are going to be leftovers, which is great because it's going to create 2 new flips on this. I love about this is just constantly flipping it open and revealing something underneath. That was the one thing I really enjoyed. I don't remember if my Porch Prince did a lot of that, but she gave me enough of that concept that's where I end up going with it. I love flipping things open and out and revealing something that's inside it. So when we're done getting a lot of this glued down, I'll have to show you the other 2 pages. And I believe I have videos for both of them. So I will link the prep work for the Touch of Romance one that was supposed to be for my birthday spread for last year, and we didn't get to, I don't know what caused us not to do what we wanted to do, but maybe this year I can actually get something done. So let's get started, because yes, we only have so much time and I don't want to waste it. 6 minutes in already. So 6 minutes in, so yeah, by 11 o'clock we have to make sure we are, by my time, up and done. So you're seeing this on a Thursday. It is my Valentine's Day, which is, I'm so stoked to spend it with you guys. I really just wanted to craft today and self-care and make a really yummy dinner for me and the girls and all that fun stuff. So, all right, we're going to carefully, because I don't really want to mess anything up, grab all of this and move it aside. It's so cute. I even moved myself notes, like, in case things got goofed up and for some reason I can remember what I wanted to do. Oh, really quickly, if you watched me on Tuesday, here is it finished. I know I don't know how far I got with you guys. I went ahead and finished the book. I ended up doing a ribbon in here as a faux binding, but big enough to put something in it to write with. So I gotta go find myself a cute little small pen. The pencils are too loose, and of course, too long. This one actually is perfect, but has no pencil on it. It's just an eraser, but that would be the concept. A little pen would be great in here. I thought I had measured it to put a pretty pink one in there, and I got it too tight. Just too tight. So I need to find something a little thinner. So I have my little book with me. We did the front and the back. Really loving it. Back here I want to put like some kind of saying on it, I think. At the front we definitely need to make a cover topper for this. I think it'll be fun. And then I got all the pages glued in. Isn't that wonderful? I'm so stoked. So it's good if it's, I was a little off at first. I thought, man, the back's a little farther behind than the front. But really, it makes it sit so nicely. I just benefited to get to the back, and they perfectly line up down here. And I couldn't have tried, I couldn't have done it better if I tried, right? By total mishap. So I'm super stoked about this, to write a little something, a little reflection and gratitude each month. Like I have a new kit coming out, so maybe I'll circle that date. And little things I'll mark on here, tiny, going to be itty bitty writing, but I think it'll be a lovely little reflection book of maybe what I accomplished that month, my favorite kit that I made, I don't know, something. We'll see. But I'm really stoked that this was done. So hopefully you guys started following me along on Tuesday. If not, go back and look at it. I will click that up right here up on top. You can go right back real quick and see me, fumble putting this together, if you want, if you want. And then at the end, of course, I will click on, end of the video, I will click on the 2-page spread I did last year. Can't believe it's already been a year. Oh my gosh. For my birthday, if you want to see new ways to use all those Touch of Romance tag envelopes that I created. We did all kinds of tag envelopes and tag pockets in the Touch of Romance, and so it was a lot of fun to make, and so there's a lot of fun ways to use it. So, okay, so these pieces we'll put aside. So the goal here is, majority is to have the big designer pages that I have on here, and then a little bit of the decorative in the top to offset the space that doesn't fit. Now what's on the outside edge here is actually going to get cut cleanly, glued together, and they're going to be a flip on the opposite side, because this way, when it's cut, this is going to be a nice edge, and it's going to help cover the fact that we have some interesting bleeds. I sort of wish, the only thing about cutting this is that you lose this lovely feel all the way around, because all of a sudden you've got a very clean cut. But not much we can do about that. Now for this one though, because of the way it is, I'm actually going to go reverse so that this is on the back side of this properly, and we get to keep that same feel. So it's a little bit of thinking and whatnot, but it's okay. The downside is that once we do this, see, here's your Touch of Romance. So definitely go check that one out. And I always have a gap, in between, because this is all only glues so well. Ooh, pages are coming apart. And I went in to grab my glue and got sidetracked, didn't I? I grabbed water instead. Hold on, I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Because of that glue, we're doomed. I feel like it's almost like it's not a video unless I walk out of the room for a second. This was the Tina one. And I loved the kit in its own, like, it's not my thing. And I know she talks about how it's not her thing either. Tina Shabby Dabby Doodah was like, well, you know, not always my ideal, but it was Dreadfully Red, I think is what it's called, or something like that. And I loved it, though. It was Edgar Allan Poe, and it was, I'm not a big skull person, but I don't know, she did a great job on it. I loved it. And she's super reasonable for pricing. So I was like, oh, I can buy a kit, no big deal, and, like, have fun with it. So I still have the digital. One of these days I'll have to do something with it. Something will come up and I'll be like, oh, this person will totally get a kick out of this. So yeah, this one was great. This one was a little puffier though. That's why it's coming unglued. But I had a magnet piece to flip these open, and all these little goodies were inside it, and there's a little booklet, and okay, so I just went to town on this. I had so much fun. I think the problem is it has the hot and cold. And because it is bunching a little bit, oh, it's the weather out here. I love my girls, but I almost can't wait for them to, can't wait for the oldest to actually be out of the house. Watch my luck, she won't leave the house. She'll go to college, and she'll have to commute, and I'll be like, man. I don't know, my mother made me, like, she took my room the moment I moved out, and especially the first year not as much, because I kept coming home, but the second year when I moved into an apartment, she kept it, but it was a guest room, and she started putting stuff in it, so when I moved home, I was having to borrow my brother's room. Like, he was away to college, so I had to live in his room, and so when he came home from college, then I got kicked out. I'd have to sleep, like, on the couch. I don't know, it was bad. Like, well, so you see here, there's an envelope that we put a tuck in. Here is just some photos. Here is a flip up and a flip out, where I have room to write if I wanted to. If I ever want to go back and review, or I don't know. I just put like stuff here. I didn't have as much to write, but I love all these pieces, and I love how it came out. I just adored the kit and all that it had. It definitely makes a difference when, you know, you have everything. But like the little hidden skulls, and oh, and I cut out the bottom here. This is probably, you know, I cut out the gate so I had layers, and oh, had so much fun with your kit. So when you go back and then you go look at this one again, flip outs, tucks, opens. I mean, everything has something that either tucks in or flips out and stuffed in. So definitely go look at that. But I tried to, and I just realized I put space in between, right? I did. I put a whole page in between. So I'm actually need to move it over one more. There we go. And I think I can carefully do this. We're going to, for the moment, since I'm working one at a time, I'm trying to flatten it out a little bit. I'm going to fold these back. I really hope this page works. Otherwise, one of these days, the pages are going to come out, which they are in perforated paper, which if they had to, I could tear them out and have the pages, but I'd have to find another way to bind them into something else. And I'm like, that's going to be temperamental. So we'll see how long this lasts. We'll see how well this idea works. Because it is. I mean, they're not perforated, actually, but I could cut them. They are just on a binder, in a hardback written binder. And they are lined, but I really don't care. That's a good way to use them, right? Alright, so a little bit of measurements. We're going to try to find the best spot on this thing. Because I do realize that. I did not find my ruler, guys. I was at Walmart, and I saw another clear ruler, so I bought a new one, because I can't go without this. Like, this is definitely not, you know, my thing. Alright, so I'm eyeballing this terribly. I don't want to go too close to this. So if I go 7.5, that gives me a little bit more clearance. And not 7.5, 7 3/8? 1, 2, 3, yeah. 3/8, I guess, or 3/4? 3/4. I'm like, oh my god, let's try to find my quarters here. 7 3/4. So I'm going to have to cut these, and I don't want to do it by hand. So 7 3/4 is going to be my ordeal. So my paper is, you know, yeah, it's definitely not where it's not your standard paper. I don't know. It feels like it's not standard, but like the whole thing, I think it's barely 8. It's only 8.5 because of the fact that it's like it has this here. So the doable space is only 8. But it's also it's 8 by 11. It is standard. It just feels huge for some reason when we do, you know, we do all this stuff. So we want to cut off this end because we want to use it elsewhere. And we said 7 3/4. And that'll keep me pretty consistent with everything. So this side, though, we want to cut off these guys, which I have so much of this graphic on this side. I'm stoked to put it over here because I'm like, yeah, no, we need to. Everything sort of ended up on one side or the other, which was sort of funny. I was like, all right then. So if I did this right, you know. Oh, flip the paper around. Luckily, the other side is not directional. So the goal is to put it over here. So when you open it up, it sort of extends that fluffiness outward and inward in its own right. Doesn't mean I won't distress it a little bit for the flap, but that's what's going to go on that side. But I need to put a hinge in there before I glue them together. So there's that. And I will wait to the other side because because of the hinge. Hold on. Yep, I gotta cut the other page too because I just realized that we are going to have to get that hinge in there right away while I'm doing this. And these do not cut the same. Oh no, I'm just on the edge. I was like, really? I can hide it a little bit with the a little off it. It's all there is to it, right? This is what I hate doing this. Well, I don't know which way to line it up. Maybe I'll just line it up with the paper. We'll see how good that goes. But I did realize I gotta cut the other ones because I want to be able to hide. Oh god, don't make a big mess here. Oh, okay, there we go. I want to be able to hide the hinge of this one right here. So this goes up here. We're gonna cut this end off, and then we're gonna do the opposite this way. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, so how are we all doing? Hopefully your Valentine's Day was lovely. Whether it was self-care or... What did I do? This one? No, not this way, huh? Not this side off. Okay. Hopefully you guys had some self-care. You took care of yourself. You gave yourself a moment to, I don't know, do you and take care of oneself. Because we all need that. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now. That's why I'm crafting, because I want, you know, me time. I want me time. So we decided to put this one. Yeah, so hopefully. So I want to craft. I really want to work on this project. It's super pretty. It's great colors, and I just like. See, there we go. So there's a reverse. We're going to put pattern on the bottom and decor on top, and vice versa on the other page because. Like, I want to make sure. Now, this one has a lot of things that are getting tucked into it, and so we definitely want to be paying attention so that as we go along, we are not missing an opportunity to hide a hinge in this thing, because that's sort of the fun part is hiding it all, so it just opens and closes, and you really can't see where, you know, where they, like, it's hiding the seams, right? Oh, look, we have what's the word? Bees, that's what I'm going for. On this side. How cute. And these guys are everywhere. They're different colors, but she has them everywhere. I love it. Okay, so this one I was going to put up a little bit on both. Now this is where we're going to do a quick gauge. Now that I have everything cut and I can actually see for sure what's going where. So the only thing is we're going to do the line I do. See, I put it way over. So it's really, I have little lines to try to remind myself where to put things. Because I didn't want to, you know, goof that up. I didn't want to cover up the bee. I didn't want to go too far into the bat. This one's here. I'm almost debating, but if I put it up too high, I don't want to cover up the bee. So I put that way up there and put the butterfly behind here. I really have to fold that tag down, which is not a problem, not a big deal. But I could put the butterfly here instead, so that it's not so bulky under here, as much as I want to glue it down. Because then I think we're going to fold this tag either up or backwards, so it becomes another tuck. It becomes a pocket on a tag instead of a pocket. So I'm not too worried about it. So I think we'll flip that around. I think it doesn't quite cover the bee. We still can work it. Speaking of which, I need the eraser. Alright, so I think we will change that up a little bit because I think it's going to get too bulky otherwise. Alright, so this is more all on top, which is fine. Yay. But yeah, I think this is art. This is FoxGlove, I think. Don't quote me, because that's my worry. I could not remember. I mean, I wrote down FoxGlove because I couldn't remember exactly what it was. And I'm like, man. Now I need papers. It's always good to have them. For tabs, I want to make sure there's enough of a hinge on it. Pink one over there. Big one here, but I know I have some cards, so I may need to cut that in half or make it skinny. Little things. It doesn't really matter if you can see it or not. It is cardstock, so it makes it a little more, what's the word? So what I want to do is actually, because you're going to see color, and that's the thing. I don't have any extras of this to not see it, but I could stencil it really quick and make it a little prettier. Not going to see the inside, so I'm not going to make it perfect there. Let's distress it. I really don't want it to stick out, but at the same time, oh no, wait, it's all going to go underneath. See, last time I did it, duh. Never mind. See, this is why. Or thicken it right through. I want it sort of partially either way. So I'm trying to find a good spot. Pencil, to mark that hinge. Because I'm gonna actually have to glue the hinge down first with this thing, and then glue these guys on top. Okay. So let's get to going. I don't know. I'm trying to do this very haphazardly. I don't know why. Shouldn't be. I just think I'm on camera and I want to get it done and I want to show you guys. And what did I do with my ruler? Oh my gosh, yeah. Downside to a clear ruler. Oh my goodness. And I know this is middle, so I'm a little off, but here, I'll move over just a little bit. Okay. I made a mark to where the middle of the camera was so that we were not off, you know, off everything. I'm probably a little bit off right now, but so hopefully your Valentine's was good. You were with the ones you love, whoever that may be. Kids, grandkids, parents, spouses, or just, you know what, loving yourself. Making the most of you. Like, no one says it has to be for someone else or with someone else. Love the one you're with, right? Yeah, that's just you. Which is, I think, my biggest goal today is just loving me. I mean, yes, I got the girls treats, and they saw that this morning, so they were happy that they knew they were coming home to sugar. They didn't buy a card or anything like that. They just got their favorite candies, and because, you know, why not? And they're getting older where, you know, I mean, one of them, because she's in an elementary setting, you know, they're doing the whole, hey, you can bring goodies, and a little bit of a party at lunchtime or before lunch or after lunch or whatever, like a little bit of a Valentine's. I just did that backwards, didn't I? Alright. Totally upside down backwards, and I don't know which way. I should have done... Well, I didn't want to do all of this on the camera and then not... What am I trying... Oh, yeah, that's what I needed to do, was the other one. Ugh, I did it on the wrong side. It needs to be on this one, and then... It's at thinking it's your way through it. And, you know, not my best suit. Glue fills. Alright. Yes, okay. Well, at least I caught it before it's completely glued down to the point of no return. But I have Beethoven on, and I bought myself a coffee this morning, and so it's been nice, and got lobster all but defrosted, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna just boil it. I mean, you can broil it, and you can bake it, but you have to like cut the what's the word? The shell, and you're supposed to pull up the meat so it can like properly cook. And I'm like, oh no, I am not fussing with the shells. Like, it's bad enough to fuss with it just to eat it. I don't feel like fussing with it before that point. So we're just gonna boil them. It takes like 3.5, 4 minutes, maybe 5 at most, because they're good size. All 3 of them are like over 2 pounds, but you know, you have the shell to contest to, so I know it's not all meat, but there's a good amount of meat. I flipped them over and looked them over, and I'm like really stoked about that. I know my oldest is too. Like I said, the youngest, not so much. She's not big into it. She'll eat some of it, I know, and I think if I drench it in enough butter, I think she'll be fine. She could dip it in butter, I think she'll be just fine. And then the other one wanted sticky rice. And I'm like, oh, sticky rice? What? Which is an actual type of rice. But I don't have sticky rice or sushi rice. But I do have a basmati or something like that. Basmati. And so that is it can be used in a way. So I think that's what we're going to do. This big thing is just soaking it and like then cooking it a certain way, and then, or not like cooking, it's not even cooking it a certain way, I don't think, it's just doing it. Alright, so there's that, which we fold a little bit for the hinge, so that now I glue it down. We're all good. Alright, let's get it all glued down really good, and then I'll trim off the edges. Because, of course, they don't line up. And I think they don't line up because I cut, I cut the white off them originally. And then, forever ago. I know my daughter was funny. I was talking to my mom about this. I was like, yeah, I'm going to use an old kit from Artymaze, and I swear I've had it for like 3 years, and my daughter's like, you've had a kit for you printed a kit for 3 years, and you're now using it? And I'm like, well, I used it 3 years ago. I just didn't use all of it. I found the rest of the pieces when I was cleaning up my stash, right? Cleaning up my workspace, and I was like, oh, look what I found. And so she was giving me a hard time. I'm like, really? I don't want to hear it. Like, you guys don't even use half the stuff I give you, and yet you're getting on me about, like, just now getting to something. I'm like, well, I'm glad, because look what I get to do to it now that I wouldn't have known what to do with it later. Before, I would have had no clue. Now, glue stick would have probably been a lot easier, but as you can see, glue sticks do, they dry up. Even, I want to say the other two, I don't know which one I used. Usually I use this, but I don't know what I used for that Halloween one. That's not, but it's so bulky, it doesn't surprise me. And by doing these back to back, because this is a standard paper, this is not even the really good stuff I use now. I didn't get this better paper until a year and a half ago. And it's a little thin, but that's okay. Because, like, we're going to double up on some of it anyway, so. And because you're doing it on something else, it's not reliant on just the papers by themselves. I know. And I think I decided to keep the original journal as its original journal. I may have to decide if I want to, I probably could go back in and I could revamp it a little bit. Like, I could add to it. I could, clean it up a little bit, maybe. Maybe I could, distress the papers and, play with it some and then actually make it usable. But it wouldn't be my first journal then, so I don't know. So I decided on that. And I'm, of course, cutting the glue. Ugh. God, I need to use some alcohol wipes on this sucker when I'm done. Okay, so there we go. Now we have our flip out. We're going to put it right about there. We're going to glue it down, and then I get to glue the papers over it. And this all hides. The nice part is it all hides, which is great with the envelopes because you put the flaps underneath, and that made a really clean thing. So we're going to go here. I'll line it up the best I can. We're going to bring it up and hope for the best, and I see it's already not lined up, so there we go. Yeah, that one's going to be a little testy, hard as I try. I just don't want to make it too obvious that it's sticking out one way or another. Make sure it's not too far off the page, right? So I have a tab, like I have for the rest. I think I have a tab on the other two. Do I have tabs on the other two? Sort of. I do have a tab for the history one, for the Halloween one, that you can just barely see, which is really off. And then I have the edge. I have the edge of the scalloped pocket that makes that. It's a natural tab. Okay, so let's open it up and let's get our paper glued down. Now here's where I might start with this because it's a lot of glue to use. And let's not push on that because I have a feeling if I push on that, it's going to rip out. So this is where, yeah, and I put it right, and I do use the paper I'm going to glue it down to in a way as my glue page because, well, it's all going to get covered anyway, as long as I don't make a mess out of the paper on the other side, which is the only problem. I end up getting glue on the good side where I'm not supposed to. Oopsie. Did anybody get anything really, I don't know, fun, unusual? Did we get all the usuals? I did buy myself roses last Wednesday, and they're still doing good. For once, I think the house was pretty cold over the weekend. I didn't do a good job of keeping it warm. So I think that made a huge difference because I didn't overheat the house. And so, sorry guys, I'm going to probably be in the camera in a moment. I don't want this to be too off the page because I can cut it. That is a nice thing. I can cut it if I wanted to. That's alright. We're going to do the best we can. I did buy myself some roses. They were sort of lavender in color with pink tips. They were really pretty, actually. And they're actually still holding up because I think the house was cold enough over the weekend that I didn't overheat it yet. Now the heater's on, of course, or not the heater, the fire's going in that room. And so I'll have to trim them again tomorrow and give them more water and just keep. I did give them water over the weekend. I trimmed them and gave them water, and then so I'm trying to keep them. I think I only lost one of the 12 so far. So I was like, okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. Because, gosh, roses these days. But they're not very scented. I was sort of shocked. There wasn't a lot of scent to these roses. But I mean, they were Target. Okay, well, that's a problem. That's what I can't forget. But I am going to glue right across it, so I don't know. Yeah, they were at Target on Wednesday, and I was out shopping with the girls. My girlfriends, not the girls, not my babies. And I saw them because they were that lavender and pink, and I'm a sucker for lavender roses. Being my favorite color, being purple and stuff. I'm like, yeah, anything sort of lavender I'm going to go for. I guess at some point over time, I'm probably going to replace blue with purple in certain areas of the house. Girls have a purple bathroom, which I thought was great, because I'm like, I can't have one. Hubby's only going to allow so much. And so when the girls got out of that sort of pink phase, and my mom had a bunch of purple stuff from her sister's apartment. My aunt came and lived with my grandfather for a while, trying to give my mom a break when he started getting really, not ill, but was getting more and more senile. And so we're like, no, this isn't going to work. So he went home to her with her in Kansas. But in the meantime, she has a thing for purple too. So she sort of had a purple bedroom and a purple bathroom, guest bathroom. And so there's a lot of that stuff that, now we're like, well, my mom furnished it, so she brought it home, and so we were all stoked because it was like, ooh, wait a minute. So the girls got like the towels and the bathroom stuff. And then I do have a very gorgeous dark purple and gray comforter for Lizzie when she gets out of the loft bed, which you cannot put a comforter on a loft bed. She'll have the day bed, and she'll get it changed to purple and gray. So we're stoked about that. But so anyway, they have the purple bathroom because, well, I can't quite do that. I couldn't quite do that. We went from burgundies and browns to blues and browns. It's the closest I was going to get to purple with my husband because, he loves orange, so that's what burgundy came in at first. I'm not even going to bother with it. Because, yeah, his favorite color was orange or harvest orange. Very, very fall-ish. And his birthstone's actually orange also. So, we went more burgundy for our wedding. We went burgundy for the bedroom. Until I got hit a point where I just couldn't take any more red. We had red everywhere in this house. Oh my gosh. We moved here, and I want to say, we had some really pretty burgundy, and then it was burgundy and green, and then we started adding in more and more sage, and then pretty soon I was like, I just can't take any more red. So everything's become either sage blue or, whatever. So over time, I will probably get rid of the blue. Maybe, I don't know. I know our bedroom is painted blue, so I could still go periwinkle and hints of blue and purple, maybe. Maybe I'll start slowly adding in purples to the blue stuff. So, something to look forward to, I guess. Okay, so let's do this one next. Or do I want to do both sides? So I don't want to get a page sort of done just in case, because this one's going to take a lot of work. But then again, no, okay. We're going to be good and just we're going to get all the bases done, and then we'll do, so on and so forth. We're going to work our way through it, because I don't know. I could do half and half. Maybe I'll do a second video. I don't have next Tuesday's planned out yet. I know I have Mondays, of course, reveal. But I don't have, oh, it's distressed. Ooh, well, that's a good idea. I know it's like way too much white, but I think that's what I did before, too. I ended up distressing it just to sort of give it a touch of something. Which I forgot to distress this before I did the thingy on both ends of it. Oh, man. But it's alright. We'll do the edges of it. Probably could go backwards with it. Let's see. Ooh, look at me go. Let's cross our fingers. Oh. Right, and all come unglued in 2 seconds. Oh, well, there we go. It is a little bit, like, there is a little bit of a, I got a little tight, but that's okay. Let's get this going. That's good. I am distressing off the camera, so sorry. All I'm doing is inking the edges of everything and folding it backwards, as you can see, so that it, doesn't look so, well, new. Doesn't look so new. I saw the bits of distress on that, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. So to hide as much white as I can, because I was having a hard time cutting everything, just going to ink it. Ink it till you make it. Bake it till you make it. Ink it till you make it. Ink it until it looks right. I'm very stoked. I do have a reveal for you guys on Monday. Ugh, I almost want to show it now. It's all printed sitting beside me, but no. No. Gotta wait. So I'm not actually, it's done, but it's not ready to go in Etsy, and I like to make sure that it's ready for you guys when you see it, that you guys don't have to wait and hunt it down and try to remember. But it's a garden botanical. It's I've done botanicals before. I did a botanical kit. I did a scrapbook or scrappy roll that turned into a botanical kit, and then that became the wildflower botanicals, right, with all the beautiful colors that we're doing all the journals for this year, or this this year we're gonna do. I did the kit and I did the pink journal, so now the other colors are gonna come up hopefully this year. I know I do all those journals though. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know when I'm gonna get to my purple one. Yeah. And then so I mean, don't get me wrong, we have plenty to do. I probably have, if I find the time, I probably could do a couple videos deep of different stuff, but I don't know. I usually can, of course I'm ahead of the game this time. Yeah, I don't know. Like, makes me want to decide how to go about, missing page? Where's the other? I don't know whether to go about, like, I don't know if I can mass make anything, though. I have to decide whether, I do all the, like all the covers, do I do all the insides? I mean, I have the insides somewhat put together, I think, already. I know I grabbed all the die papers for the colored journals, and, so I know that part is already taken care of. I just don't know if I put the other pages together yet. I don't remember how far I got with those. I'll have to look. I'm like, I'll have to look at it and then see what I filmed, because I may have started the process with you guys. I think I started the process with you, because I was trying to make it, whether I'm going to make it one really big 2 or 3 signature book, or whether I was going to make it individuals. And I decided to do individuals because it just seemed way overwhelming to do it the other way around. Now, I could this time around glue this down to a point, then stick in the tab and glue that down. That might work too. I know I glued it last time, but I'm scared either way. I am scared either way because I already destroyed it. I already did it wrong. So we're going to do it this way. And which one? I think I'm going to use this because it is pretty puffy. Either this or another piece. I'm trying to figure out what to use. I have 2 journal cards, which cut a little one here, and what's left over could use for the other one. So let's try that. Nope, I'm going to use this. And my heater's on. I didn't even know if you guys can hear me or not. I don't know if that is becoming a hindrance. But I think I can turn it off now. I have been so cold. Sorry. If that underlining hum is driving you crazy, I am so sorry. I just realized I hadn't turned it off. And I'm like, whoops. I don't need as thick of a one. I didn't have a thick one on the other side, and I'm really hoping to keep it that way. I don't think I need a thick one on this side either, because that just makes it really hard to cover up and glue. All right. We'll do that. We need that. Oh, but it has been fun, and I get to share the day with you guys. And I know you're seeing it on Thursday, but I'm sharing my Valentine's Day with you guys by crafting and listening to my music, and got the fires going, and too bad the fire's on the inside of the house, but at least I can go back inside and like warm up. Now this is not straight in any sense of the word. I could cut it to make it straight to make my life a little easier on the other end. I think that's why I'm a little off on the other side, is that they're not straight. I didn't have a clean down the middle cut. Not like this is either, I see. Jeez, me and my cutting. There we go. I can't pull out the paper cutter for every little thing. And I don't have, I did find though, no, can't take that back. I did find my little blue memory thing, smaller, but it's usually, cutter, which is great for photos, but I don't know what I'll do in paper all the time. Like, I don't know if paper all the time is such a good thing. So I don't know. It really was made for cutting, for cutting photos and stuff. It's the, not creative memory. Yeah, creative memory. I know they rebranded themselves, so I don't remember what they rebranded themselves as. They had to file bankruptcy at some point, and it's one of those sell it off and rebrand it. I know a lot of you are looking at work boxes. We call them work boxes or dream boxes, and be very careful. I know a lot of people think they're seeing coupons or sales for $50 because some company's going out of business. Yeah, don't do it. A $50 workbox or dream box is not no. Might as well go to IKEA and get lost in the store and do it that way because yeah, no. It is. I mean, my box is a couple $1,000, but it came with all the kits, all the clear containers that you see. It came with, and I have more that are stored because of how I stack some of my stuff. You know, I got the fabric walls and stuff like that. You know, I went all out on it, and you know, shipping and tax alone cost you an arm and a leg. So, it is expensive. If you, like in my case, I had to create a workspace. So, you know, I had a hole in the garage and it works. And it's an investment. I got to write it off that year, you know. I don't even know if it's I don't think I even bought it in the sad part. I don't think I even bought it in a year where I was actually crafting, which is sort of a bummer. I don't remember. But it does help designate my area so that I know. Look at that. That works so much better, right? Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I don't know why I didn't think about that the first time. This is where it's sort of funny. I'm on the right side of the page and I figured it out, but when I was on the left side of the page and I'm left-handed and all that, I couldn't figure out how to put it together. That or trial and error. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people out there who are looking for work boxes and you know, want a space and stuff, and I agree, it's totally necessary, but please be careful. Don't buy just whatever. And what was the original scrap box did get rebranded as Create.room, and it's where I bought my second table on the side. That if you saw my studio thing, I have a very long table beside me that has that middle section of shelving, which again came with more clear boxes, and you know, the room that I have, and it's on both sides, which is great. Yes, that was from Create Room once they rebranded themselves. So my thing says the original scrap box, which we call a work box, and then Create Room renamed them as Dream Boxes. And there's a sewing version, and there's all kinds depending what you do. But they're not, you know, they're not $50, guys. They just aren't. And please be careful. And you know, it's one of those things where, yes, I never close mine. I know they show it like, oh, look at me open up in the room, and I'm like, if you have that much room to open it up, maybe just redo the room. But yeah, no, it is a great box, and I leave mine open only because, you know, it is my designated area. I'm out here all the time, so I have to leave it. Of course I'm going to leave it open. I'm not going to not leave it open. Like, no. So this time I might make sure I'm not so inward, so that when I fold it, also that it's, you know, there's a lot going on this page. So doing this just right is going to be a good thing. Let's do it this time. See, I know it's a little bit out. There we go. I want to make sure it's out a little bit because I want to make sure that when I put the papers down, we don't have such a big deal. Now it is going to show a little bit of the white hinge, and that's why I'm going to do some serious distressing. And that's okay. Hard time, wow. And we're just gonna keep distressing until there's little to no white, because it's a very cream thing. It's a very good thing. All right, so the hinge is down. It's folded, doing good. We're going to then. I am not one to sometimes glue the page that I'm putting down. I'm gluing the page that's getting glued onto, simply because yes, I know that's the space, and I'm not worrying about getting things, you know, just right, and I know it's all over the place, and I don't know, I just feel like I get a better glue job when I do it this way. Now, I've already potentially goofed this up because I still need to get the hinges of the other two down. See? You definitely have to think your way through this. So it might be a little sticky because I need to see where I have a secondary piece that needs to be in here. Which one? This one, right? Okay. So let alone the fact I have it here, I have this one a little ways down, so it's a little bit of both. So that one I definitely have to hinge down before I can glue anything down. So let's get the measurement on this one. So I have a nice little hinge. I want it wide enough to where I feel that it is definitely covering enough of it. To not, you know, make it flimsy. I think I do this really quickly because I just realized, yeah, no. Now, we're going to do this. Make sure the right side. Oopsie. Again, make sure right side up, upside down, you know, all the good stuff. And I got to do, now this side, because it is exposed, I'm going to have a pink paper underneath it, like a little notepad, note sheet underneath it. I am just distressing this. And at some point, if I decide not to write on it, it's like I can't stencil over it. I have some pretty stencils that, you know, as you've seen me use many times before, to just make it pretty if I don't want to write on it. But I think the idea of being able to write on it, looks like I did put a cream on the back side of it, because it's definitely not white. Or I put, no, at the time, all I had was cream paper. So I actually printed it on cream. Who knew, right? This one can go in a little bit. There we go, line it up with the paper. And try not to glue it down to that. I'm like, let's not glue it down to that. There we go. All right. But yeah, I just realized, I'm like, oh, wait. And this one has to go down before the other one. So let's do the same thing over here. These guys are definitely nice and not. I think I'm putting pink papers underneath it where I want space to write. I found I still had some smaller pink pieces of eco-dyed paper from Handcrafted by Just Gigi. I love her stuff. Bought a pink kit from her where everything was pink. I got all that, gave a really, really pretty shabby stuff to my mom in a kit, and then I kept sort of the brighter oddball pieces, which is like where this came in, right? And so I love that, and was able to like, okay, let's work this, you know. And so I went like, wait, I have papers. I'm like, oh, I have papers. And these are pink tinted, so like in case. Now, the fun part is I have to make sure, we're gonna go this way, right? Yeah. That when I put this down, if it covers, I want to make sure this one is going to be good enough in its placement that that when I glue it down, it is not too far over or under everywhere. Hence why I am using a glue stick to start this process, and then we will follow up with a, you know, with a glitter glue along the edges. It's usually what I like to do. Let's see here. So, anybody seen any good movies lately? Is there anything out? Another Magic Mike idea was sort of running around. It was supposed to be out on Tuesday. I thought it was coming out Valentine's. But then I heard something about Thursday or Friday. And then, so I don't know. It just depends. It selects theaters, I guess. Our theater did not. Has not shown it yet. I don't know if it's coming out this weekend. And they're not doing it. Beforehand, so here we go. It might have been a little lower than I expected, but this one definitely comes down lower. So the goal was to, tell you right now, this is not gonna, let's start with that up there and I'll line it up and then do more down below. I wanted to be able to, I think I don't have this one up as high as I wanted it. The one on this side, I think I did not go as high or as over as it was supposed to be. Darn. This one, yeah, because I think I wanted the purple paper right. I wanted the blue paper right, the pink paper right here. But this, whoops. Oh no. Okay, that can be folded. I didn't think about that one. Oh, let's get this all. I have to do some trimming. This one ended up covering, so I would have doubled up in a way that not quite what I wanted to do. So what is up here? Oh, it's just that one spot. And then up and over. Okay. So that one is a little lower than I expected. My pink paper here. And this one, I may not put pink paper again underneath. We'll have to see what I have left over. I may put something else there. But the goal is to do this. Okay. So yeah, that one could have been a little higher up. Darn. It definitely would have been a double patch, but a double fold, which is sort of that same thing over here too. I mean, in a way. So, how are we doing? Yeah, I am 10 minutes away, guys, or less from an hour, and I'm like, man. All right, hold on. Let me is this clean enough? Yes. Okay. Make sure I'm just rubbing out any glue that I don't keep getting my hands in it. See, I'm really great at doing foundation with you guys. And then I have to remember to come back and do everything else. Okay, well, we're getting there. I mean, it's pretty, it's flared, it's definitely, and I feel though, like, we need to put something here, like, I need to make flowers or something to put here. Oh, account of the FoxGlove and some of its medical use. So it is FoxGlove. So it is Foxy. It is, I bet you 10 to 1, it is FoxGlove. It's from Artymaze. So she used a bit of information. So, So I could put a doily here. We could do a doily here. I could make a flower here. We'll do some stuff to sort of poof this up. Not so much, but then again, this one is really thick. There's a lot here on top of what's, already a lot here. There's a lot on this side, which I'll have to decide whether I'm keeping it all there, because of the fact it's like a booklet with pictures in it. This is what causes so much weight on this side. Oops, the other way. Yeah, and the roses, see, just that, which I didn't want to see, but you have that one. There we go. This one is pretty thick, and doesn't really, I mean, it sort of would sit here if I wanted it to. I could probably even paper clip it down somewhere, but it is thick. Everything is thick. And this one has, a piece of paper back here. It has a tag, a card, three journal cards, and two journal cards and a little guy. So everything has a lot in here. A lot of little pieces up here. So yeah, everything gets thick, keeps getting thicker and thicker, no matter how I do it. But I don't know, it's the whole point, right? It's fun. The journal's thick, it's not like it's not. Okay, let's get this side. Oh my god, I forgot. I was so worried about this thing. I forgot to hide my bottom flip, which at this point, I don't know. I was going to put one more thing in here. I might be able to pull it out. I don't know. I'm going to put one more thing in here. And I really feel like it might be too much to open this up, to stick something inside, have these two here, and this one. Oh my god. I wonder if it's too much. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't do it. I'm like, maybe it's not meant to be. I feel like that's a lot going on. Because I had it perfectly folded, and I was just going to glue it down, cut it, and use it. So maybe we'll make something else out of this one. I'm like, I'm a little worried. Because this one's going to have, like I said, a piece of paper underneath it. Leaves me a strip. And this one I may not even do that. Maybe we'll just fold it, trim it up off a little bit, so that when you open it, you do open it up right on it and close it back up. I love doing that. It's one of my favorite things to do. We do want to trim off the bottom. I really don't want to see the bottom, I don't think. I don't want to fold, and I don't want to fold it that much. So, if I had that flap up, you'd totally hide it, and you would open it up, you'd notice there's something there. Maybe I'll put lace on the bottom of that. So we won't go too far with that yet. We don't know. Oh, yay. I can't believe I forgot. That's good to go. Doesn't need to be distressed, though, or inked. All right. So this one, though, we are definitely... I had two purposes for this one. This one is sort of odd. It is dyed... Where's this? On the ends pink, so when you fold it and you lose that. But we're going to go over it with a distressed. Really good to sort of hide that fact that, the edges are not all pink anymore. Oh, so yeah, I want to know if you guys been watching. Did you guys go out, what did you guys do for Valentine's Day? Did you get anything unusual or unexpected? A girlfriend of mine technically got new tires for her car. Don't you love it when that happens? Where you're like, oh, yay. My gift for whatever holiday is a essential. But she drives a lot, and she, carts the kids around everywhere. And so it's like, well, you sort of need to keep that up. You need to make sure it's running, so she's not, you know. One year she's just like, give me a vacuum that works. That's all I care. It can be my Valentine's gift. I'm okay with that. It will make my life easier. She didn't have one that was working, and it was, oh, God. She's like, I don't care. I'm happy. Let's go. So I thought it was really funny. I was like, okay, hey, that works. You know, it makes you happy. There's times where he's done that to me, too. We bought vacuums and little iRobots, and, you know, we've done things like that where we both wanted it, both needed it. We're like, hey, happy anniversary, or happy Valentine's Day, or I think Valentine's and anniversaries. Not so much for Christmas. He doesn't get away with it that easily at Christmas. I never let him that. No, I was like, either one, we didn't want to spend that much money, or two, you know. So like we wouldn't spend it for Christmas, and then Valentine's would come around. And we're like, hey, yeah, I want that. And let me guess, this is too long. Oh, I didn't think about that. Eek. Here we go again. All right, let's see something here. I wanted it folded, and I wanted it slightly. I know my hair is in the way. Yeah, I actually got to not just take a shower, but blow dry my hair straight. I might just do a quick blow dry, and then I put the curling iron through it and curl it. Hair is naturally curly, but like I like sometimes the more, what's the word, like organized curl. So I blow dry it straight. It's really layered funny, so layered not funny, but layered okay, where it doesn't always look great straight. And so I have to like at least put curls in it to sort of enhance the layering. But I actually went straight and just barely curled under the bottom, and I've trimmed off a good, I don't know, inch or two off the bottom, and then did another layer on top because that was getting a little messy. And so it's actually sitting straight. It's sitting straight nicely. So sorry if my poof keeps showing up. All right, well, not exactly what I was hoping for. That's okay. Gives it a little rustic, gives it a little grunge. I didn't want to glue down any of the good stuff. I didn't want to glue this stuff down and be like, and lose out on it. But I wanted some kind of outer rim here. So there's that. Let's erase the bottom. Oh, I'm running out of time, aren't I? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I can either turn this off and come back and do another one, which would take care of Tuesday. I don't know, guys. There's no way to ask you. Like, I guess I could do it, and then if you guys don't want to see another one, then I just don't put up the video. Like, if you want to see more, then I'll post it for Tuesday. If not, then I create something else for Tuesday. So yeah, let me know. I mean, I'll probably record it no matter what. And then all you guys have to do is tell me yes or no. You'd love to see me finish this up. And, it's not like I can't reveal it in, you know, in Monday's Digital instead. But, always do all of that. But, who knows? But I would do Monday reveal, and then you guys wanted to see it. I don't know. Don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know. I really want to keep working on this, but I don't have much to say, and that's sort of the problem. I'm sort of running out of things to talk about. I don't get a whole lot of conversation from you guys. So I have my regulars, and I love you all. Thank you so much for constantly watching and checking in and being part of my journey. I really appreciate that you watch and that you do comment and like it. I really appreciate that very, very much. You still have time if you wanted to get the Valentine kit that my mother showed off, Lorette Chandler, Vintage Paper Girl. She did show off the, and so did I, but the sneak peek of the, you know, February freebie with Buy Me a Coffee members. There's still time to get that. Anytime in February you become a member, you'll get that one. And then, you know, as long as you signed up as a member, then you get, of course, you know, March's 2 when that comes out, which I don't know what I'm doing yet. Here we are coming to the end of the month already, or not, middle of the month, and I'm like, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Maybe I'll create something off the botanical kit that I just did that's not in that. I was going to do one more tag thing, so maybe I'll make maybe I will do, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? I think my new botanical kit, maybe I'll make this kit. It's a big tag pocket, right, with a faux fold over. It has a pocket here, but I added a belly band to make another pocket. So it's actually one big pretty pocket, a big pretty, a faux thing, but you can, if you do it right, actually. If you don't perfectly glue it down, you have a tuck here under the faux fold over, and then you can put a big tag in the back. So maybe, that's a thought. Maybe I will do, this is one of my instantly backed cards. It is thick. Maybe I'll do that, ladies and gentlemen. I will do. You have to tell me what you think. Maybe I will do, and out of my new botanical kit, I will utilize the elements, and your freebie for March will be a large tag. Now, this will fit inside of a journal. This is one of my big ones. It was my oopsies. This is why it's on the page. But, like, see, this one I covered inside. I didn't make it. I didn't want to cut the papers, so I turned them on their sides and fit it inside the page. But maybe what I'll do is the botanical, since I did not put this ephemera piece in the kit for once, I will make that March's freebie. I will do a botanical large envelope tag setup, and you guys can have that, and I'll make sure there's a journal card and a large tag and all that to fit in a standard journal, and it'll fit in a 9x6 or what is it, 8x5, whatever, but a 9x6 cover. I will make it. It does my normal one's actually much smaller. So there you go. If you watch to the end, you now know what your blue, teal, purple flower piece images. I don't know. All right. So yeah, we'll make the large tag pocket set in the new botanical garden kit. That only you guys will get if you are a March member. You will get the goodies for that. Yay. Okay. I'm making notes real quick. I know. The ideas. All right. There we go. Chit-chatting and deciding it. We were working on this, and let me know. So we'll do that botanical garden, or garden botanical kit, large tag envelope, which is great to fill out a whole page and tuck stuff into in your journals. It's a really great way to do it. And like I said, there's tuck here, big pocket down here. Maybe I'll put a belly band kind of thing going on. I don't know if any of my flowers lend to that. But yeah, we'll make something like that for our March Buy Me a Coffee. But there's still time to get the Valentine one, even though it's not perfectly Valentine. See, look guys, isn't that great? Right there has that to keep this tucked in. That covers over. And we have our big pocket up here. So I almost made it. Oh, all right. So I will go ahead and do a video on the next round for this for Tuesday. But let me know down below if you guys want to see me finish this. It'll pop up Tuesday. If not, I'll make another video for Tuesday. And we'll start on something else. There's bound to be something else I need to work on. And you can go from there and, do a different project next week. But I thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you all had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And whether it's warm, cold, hot, wet, whatever it might be, weather's all over the place. And I love you all. I thank you guys so much for coming along. I really, really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. That you are here and that you keep joining in every week. So keep an eye out for next week's digital reveal of that botanical kit that we've been talking about. I have nothing to show you. Haha, I don't know if I will. Do I do a quick glance? Let's see. Woo! Keep watching my Instagram. It does have all these images. I keep posting as a teaser as we go along. So who knows? It's gonna be fun. I love it. I'm so stoked to have it done. And I will see you guys all next week. All right, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.